morning or good evening.
Hello, Paul.
Good morning or good evening.
Hello, Paul. I have an endless loop going here. Hold on. Go there and there. And I guess I'll put this out. Oh. And Ben. Marat. What is this?
So no not working as it should.
Oh, looks like Binance is wanting to settle.
Yeah, well, probably will.
Interesting. Now, what do I do here? Guess we'll just. Okay. Let's see. Tweets have gone out. Oh, looks like there's a couple people there. You ready to talk a little bit here? Are you here, Paul? Go out for a cigarette? Oh, your audio's cutting in and out.
Hear me?
You're cutting in and out.
Something with my connection.
Yeah, well, you know the.
I'm okay now?
Yeah.
Something is up with my connection. I don't know what.
Everybody's using all the bandwidth to buy bitcoins. Bitcoin. Okay, well, no time like the present. 6 o'clock. I think it's just you and I tonight. I don't think Ben will be with us. So,
yeah.
We'll just have some fun.
Yeah, why not?
Right. At least we got this fun little thing here. What was our bets last week? Oh, we were all bearish.
Exactly.
There you go. That's what you get for getting into the business or predicting the future, right?
Yeah, we are just playing around.
That's hilarious. We're all wrong. But hey, at least you were the rightest of all of us. I think you're in the middle, right? Is that you? Of all the times, isn't that interesting how you turned so bearish and yet the market actually went insane there, right? Remarkable. We all were totally expecting this thing to tip over. Yeah, go figure. Oh well. Crazy car markets.
Lucky for me, I'm playing setups.
There you are. Yep, you're back. All right. Okay, so I think we've done everything. The only thing I need to do now is just post the link in the lounge, I guess. Copy. Oh, are we live? Maybe we're already live. I've been
I
noticing
don't
this
think
is acting really weird. End stream. Yeah, I think we're actually live. What a mess. Yeah,
Let me see.
Brian. Isn't it funny? Sometimes I have to hit the actual
Yep.
go live button. Sometimes it just kicks in on its own. So anyway,
Live.
I think we're live. Just give me a second here and let me post this in the lounge. Welcome back to the Frivolity. Of course, total amateur hour, eh? But I think... There we go. You guys tell me. Yep, there's Adam saying, yep, you're live. Tefal saying, laughing my fucking ass off, you stupid losers. Paul sounds good on my end. All right, how you doing, Brian, Paul, and Ben? Fortunately, we don't have Ben here tonight. Little one's a little under the weather, so everybody's best wishes for speedy recovery of little ones. My apologies on getting this started. Usually I have to hit the go live button, but I just loaded the OBS ahead of time and I thought the stream would just play until I hit the go live button, but here we are. So, no, didn't say it like that. What did I say? I'm not quite sure what we were referring to there. But anyway, looks like we got everything up and running here. Oh, it looks like it's delayed a bit. Isn't that interesting? I don't know how long it's going to take to get to where we are right now. Oh, this silly interneting. It's always a pleasure. Yeah, so now it's still sitting on YouTube and Twitter and stuff, and who knows how long. Oh, let's see where it is. We'll turn it on. Just have some fun.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, look at that. So it's about 2 or 3 minutes behind right now. That's last week. Oh, we're weird. Okay, that's last week. Fast forward. Oh, we're wired. Okay, that's last week. Fast forward. Oh, we're wired. Okay. I think that's last week. Live here now. Jeez, what a butcher job, eh? Anyway. Hello everyone. Welcome to the what the hell is this? The what do we call this thing? Top 100 TRI's Top 100 Crypto Review Show.
Something like that.
Yeah. We've got our fun spreadsheet. I don't think we could call it Professional Future Predictors Club. It's kind of funny looking at the results of our survey last week. I think we were slightly off. So I would normally do this before I hit the go live button there on YouTube, but what the hell, we're live. So anyway, welcome back to the Frivolity, everybody. Where the hell are we? So top of the hour, 6:04. So I guess we'll take the 6 o'clock print here. Might as well change this to regular time so it doesn't get all screwy. There we are. So looks like the hour of the candle. Actually, look at that. Very quiet hourly candle there. Close 64. No, what the hell does that say? 24,631. 24,631. All right, so let's put that in there. 24,631. So that looks to me to be probably a good 10% or so higher. Let's see what the magic number is. 7.6%. Does that sound about right, Paul? I guess so, because that's better. That's better part of 23. So, and clearly that's up. What is that? That's up 1,600. 731, 1,731. Wow.
Exactly like we predicted.
Yeah. So in fact, here, why don't we'll be generous. We'll knock the 1 off here and just round it out. So then that way we don't look so foolish. So as Paul pointed out, last week's predictions, I think we were slightly off. And I'm sure all of you are going, I'm perfectly happy with you guys being completely wrong there. And today is the 15th. Isn't that interesting? What is it? It's the day after Valentine's Day, isn't it? Anyway.
Yep.
All right, so welcome back to the show. I think we got our head on straight. There's only a half a dozen people here watching or so it's not really that big of a deal. But welcome back to our TRI's Crypto Top 100 review. Probably the best way to think of us is Ben's app. This app is so cool. FYI, actually, we are talking with the Coinigy people and maybe trying to get that Bitcoin and altcoin trading talk show back up and running. So super excited about that. We'll probably make a transition over the next few weeks start working with the Coinigy people. So that should make for a fun adventure going forward. Until then, we'll keep bringing you this weekly offering, but look forward to that. We're going to make a big transition here fairly shortly. It's been a while since we worked with the Coinigy people, and they reached out to us and said, hey, you know what? We should get these shows going back again. Tutorials and stuff like that. So should be really fun to look forward to. If anything, probably a nice catalyst to mark the start of our new bull cycle, which probably should take us into the latter part of the 2025. In fact, I'm putting a document together that I'll put out for free if you're watching this later on. Still working away on it. I'm not really in a big hurry because our time horizon is into the end of 2025. So that's what this plan is all about. It's about a 36 months, roughly 3 year in duration. And just sort of walking through the why Bitcoin. I mean, most of you watching this show already know the why, but you know, it's good to give sort of a little bit of textbooky background as to what the heck's going on in the world. Why you would want to have Bitcoin as a proxy in your portfolio. Then also too, sort of like what have classic markets done in this, great reset, thanks Klaus and company and all that kind of fun stuff. What the history over the past 100 years is and where we are sort of contextually within these longer term cycles. I firmly believe that we are basically in exactly the same period as if it was 1942, 1943, 1862, 1863. I suppose probably 1780, 82, 1783. 1702, 1703, etc., etc., etc. But once every 80 years, these damn banksters pull this crap on us, and we all have to go through Klaus's Great Reset. It seems to be a theme of our human existence. But point being that I think actually, believe it or not, it's just basically business as usual. And if you weren't involved in the Bitcoin and crypto story, probably you wouldn't even really understand these cycles, and specifically with regard to altcoins and making money to be able to buy Lambos and stuff with the insane price movements that these venture cap assets enjoy. It's important for us, sort of bigger picture, where are we on the economic cycle, but also too, where are we on the venture cap cycle. And I believe that 2023 is one of these basing years. In fact, we could probably even, and this is a living document. Site members are working with me to try and help put this together. If anything, as I go through this, I just keep adding new things to sort of validate the thinking. And of course, good old Benner cycle. Bottom in 23. Time. Where's the bracket? Well, maybe we'll go dash. Time to buy your corner lots. If you know about the Benner cycle, you know what that's all about. As well, monetary cycle. Why would interest rates pivot now? And why would the Fed want to encourage growth? I can already start to see the narrative already happening. Keep in mind, we live in a world that must grow. There's no doubt about that. So it's not really like we have any choice. The economy must grow. So if crypto happens to be a growth industry, well, it's going to be encouraged. And I do find it fascinating, of course, cycle in, cycle out, right at the bottom of the cycle, especially right down here. Everybody says Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are going to zero. And, you can't even give away shalt coins, as it were. And then mysteriously, they all start to rise from the ashes, and we play the whole damn game all over again. So it's pretty much just business as usual. Don't think we're quite at the stage where we start going rah-rah bull. If anything, I think we're more sort of like we're just getting off our knees. And I think I've talked to you guys on this channel lots. It might take a while for me to find the darn thing because it was a while ago. But I do believe that 23 should be some sort of basing year. And interestingly enough, especially with something like Bitcoin, a lot of people are going, oh my God, look at the rallies. It's so huge. Oh my God, it's so big. But really, we haven't really rallied that much, folks. I do like the idea, and I've just been humming and hawing. I can't really figure it out, but 23 Benner cycle. If you ever, subscribe to that kind of thinking, you know what I'm talking about. But I think, it'll take me half an hour to get back to the damn chart. I still think that we're somewhere in this kind of image here. Mr. Wyckoff's sort of bottoming process. I'm not exactly sure where we are, though. I mean. If I look at Bitcoin itself, of course, huge move up. Woohoo, party. But in a weird sort of way, we haven't really come that far. Even if I just take this range alone from the peaks of last year, 1 year ago, right? There's March. I suppose there's January, February. We haven't even gotten back to the 38.2 fib yet. So that's one thing I need to caution people. Yes, I mean, the numbers are startling and they're eye-opening, and you're like, holy bejesus, that's a big move. And I even put out in the Twitter feed today, I get the impression, maybe we'll come back and look at that in a moment, but I do get the impression that a lot of people kind of got caught off guard. And of course, that's the job of the market, unfortunately, right? I even kind of think that, Bitcoin did catch probably a lot of people sleeping here with this move. I don't think a lot of people saw it coming. I will say we've built this totally kick-ass algorithm, and it did its job absolutely perfectly here. And this is the kind of signal that the reason why I built this algo is specifically for this signal. Where if you study bullish percentage movements, how much of the market is moving one direction or another. I just got to find the tweet, I suppose. Give me a second here. Last fall, we had a really, really good example of this where on both the short term and the medium term, we had assets like country funds, and the S&P 500, all of their stocks, all go into both oversold on the short term and the medium term basis, heavily embedded. I mean, this thing can only go to minus 100. So, this line right here you see is the 80 line. And you pull up, in this particular case, this was the Dow Jones Industrial breadth, and you can see oversold and, of course, bottoming and trying to turn back up. These are the kind of signals we really want to pay attention to. And all these signals all started to fire as we were climbing the wall of worry here out of last October, November. And it's a fantastic signal. I have to say, this is exactly how the system is supposed to operate. So lo and behold, yesterday, I think it was maybe the day before, we got a situation where basically the breadth was heavily embedded to the downside. This thing can only go to zero, and in real time, you can see we got down to the point where fast was 3.33 and the slow was 10. That's pretty darn oversold. And then the next day, fast flipped over to 10, slow was 6.66, or basically a cross. You can see it right there in glorious Technicolor. Beautiful W also. In the broader crypto universe, just keep in mind this thing doesn't really like to go overbought, oversold, because it has a lot of fiat currency proxies, a lot of the stable coins, a lot of the bear proxies. So, if the market's going too much up, all of those things won't go up. So as a result, this thing will never really get egregiously overbought or oversold. But pretty good looking W that came in down here with the moving average cross on the same event here. And more importantly, it was on the event where we had crypto here, exactly like that image I just showed you on the Dow, where basically you had oversold on the medium term, oversold on the short term, and actually that was an even better day right there. Basically on the cross, I just have to go and buy. That happens to be a trading plan that I'm operating this term. I want to basically, literally, I want to take this algo to Wall Street and just say, all right, here is 3 years of actual trading data showing X percentage rate of return. Can I please have $100 million to go and run this in real time? Or I might even just do the data and then just do like a GoFundMe campaign and would just do the whole fund privately. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, the point of the matter here is running the algo. It is one of the trading plans that I am doing this term. It basically had us go long there, I guess, a day and a half ago. Actually, what's interesting is I actually have been, because I would like to bring this to the public's attention, so I have been actually like tweeting out when the signals are coming in. So there was the signal. It was on this reversal that caused the short-term momentum to turn back up and fire that moving average cross, and there's the end result. Hey, wow, what a move. So feeling pretty good about that trade. That was pretty well timed, and an absolutely perfect analogy of an algo trader's life. Because when I actually put the message out, and there was an interesting response from social media, because it's very typical of the public. When I put that message out the other day, can't remember where it is, somewhere in all this mess. I just simply said, look at the algo's fired. I have no choice. This is the plan. I just said no opinion with this particular plan. Let's see what happens. Had noted there was the buy signal. There was the moving average cross. And somebody even tweeted back, kind of like, well, why would you sell there and buy there? And really what you have to understand with algo trading is you're not really trading specific numbers. What you're really trading is momentum. And so at this point, the momentum was waning. Would it have been better had the price of this asset been lower and I bought it back lower? Sure, but I don't really care about that. What I most care about is the market was flashing signs that it wasn't technically very healthy in here. Sure enough, it did have to come back down. And then once it flashed, all right, I'm technically happy again. And interestingly enough, I think that this was the textbook Wyckoff check. Interestingly enough, last week, a week or two ago, maybe, Paul even sort of mentioned that he was going to be watching this level very closely to see how price behaved around it. I don't know whether it's a Wyckoff check or not, but that's here nor there. The point of the matter is price did come into that level. It accepted this level. And if you actually look at this level in particular, there were a lot of reasons, I think, to look for a market to pivot through this. That was maybe I got rid of it. Thought I had them all on here. It's probably a different chart. But anyway, there was a bunch of reasons to look for the market to pivot through that level. Maybe I had it over here. Did I? No. Oh, darn. Anyway, it's gone. Nope. So, actually, where probably the best image is over on Twitter. I think I tweeted something out to that effect. I just simply said that levels are levels. Holy moly. Yeah, right here. So, there was that level that we talked about. What was interesting about this is it was an extension level. So that means it is technically a parking garage. This was a valid market structure trend line going, geez, a month or two back. This was also, you can see Foggenbaum areas were down in this area, and I think we did peel over and tag Foggenbaum and then turn back up. Also, too, this is the 38.2 of this particular range. So, you know, there were a heck of a lot of reasons. Also, too, on the 4-hour chart, if I'm not mistaken, there was a 200 period moving average here. So there were AB equals CD price objective. So there were a lot of reasons to look for the market to find some sort of pivot here. Did I expect the market to go cranking higher and blast off to new highs? No. But nonetheless, it didn't shock me that the algo turned back up there, and, you know, basically on that signal, I just hopped back on the long side. So, bit fortunate there. If anything, probably at the point now where it's sort of like, you know, the signal came in here. We got the big spike, and then all sort of the day trader, algo trader kind of guys. Algo's not the right word. Remember, the algo signal came in here. Prop trader. In fact, I think that's how I kind of even labeled this tweet when I first put it out. The prop trader and me starting to get interested. So, you know, AB equals CD and then Alt AB CD. I think we even traded to the 1.618 up top here. All those levels started to get tripped up. So the day traders even started to get in on this. So it was a really cool, cool past couple of days. I got to tell you, it's pretty damn impressive to watch this all play out. And now the question ultimately is, where are we going to stall out here? We are banging up against Foggenbaum levels. I don't think it's really in anybody's best interest to call tops in here. You just let the market peter out and exhaust itself where it will. I guess what I've been sort of putting out in the lounge at TRI is sort of like, we were talking about these levels as liquidity levels. Actually, this probably isn't the right chart. Where's the chart I wanted to show you? I think maybe it was this one. So this low, that panic dump low to that panic dump high. If we draw a trend line off of that, notice, well, geez, we just banged into that trend line and stopped. As well, like I said just a moment ago, there is 38.2 just off of this range alone. We have talked lots about how these levels themselves are liquidity pools. So if you're running a market making service and you are buying, you know that there are going to be either stop loss orders that, you know, if people are short, they will buy back their short position. So if you can push the market up into these levels, if you bought all the way up here, you can sell on their buy on stop orders. So each of these levels, I think, becomes a big magnet for the market. And then also, too, you know, a couple of smaller things. It'd be interesting to see if Paul has still this kind of expectation. I don't know. But interesting how we bounced off of his horizontal support and resistance level there. Technically, is this AB equals CD still valid? Is that still sort of floating out there and it wants to be tagged? I kind of think so. There is this 4.669 off of this very well-defined W bottom. So I definitely think that's a legit 4669 to keep an eye out for. So I think that's actually still a very realistic price objective. And then, as I said there a moment ago, I mean, I think you could still make the argument that 38.2s need to be traded to. So I'm not really shocked at what I'm seeing here. If anything, what I'm kind of thinking is the numbers are so big, but you have to put them in context of how big this dump was. I mean, this is pretty darn big stuff. So, you know, even if we did like a 38.2 off of the entire range, that takes us up to like 36,000. That's still perfectly realistic. Sometimes, I mean, you never know. And if anything, based on the spreadsheet, you see it's probably not in your best interest to try and predict the future. But we might be doing something like something along those lines, where this is just one big honking inverted head and shoulders. It's totally realistic. But looking for this move up top here, I don't think that that's really outlandish. And you might even argue that all the way along here, this is the most recent market structure M top. It's right up there. This was actually straight up and straight down. Kind of the same as this, straight up, straight down. So could we go straight up and maybe play around here a little bit and then break out through the upside up into this level? Tag 38.2s? It's not outlandish. So I'm not shocked at what I'm seeing here. I know, obviously, I think probably me being shocked is I can't believe the algo just absolutely pinpointed that entry there the other day, and we've just literally been going straight up since we pulled the trigger. And I was sitting here going, gee whiz, I gotta go long in the face of this with this funny little algorithm that we built. This is where I have to buy? Sure enough, I just totally nailed it. So I was pretty darn impressed. In fact, I even put in the TRI room, I don't think we could have programmed an algo to be a better entry than that. That was just absolutely beautiful. So anyway, there's sort of my update. The only other thing I'll mention before we bring Paul in to hear what's on his mind. Have you gone for a smoke, Mr. Paul? Or are you back from your smoke?
No, I'm here.
All right. Paul sometimes has a smoke while I'm going through my rant. I'll just wind this up relatively quickly with just a quick mention about a couple altcoins that have been flying. Still not, I'm never a fan of chasing. So you're never going to hear me say, oh yeah, you want to go and buy a coin that's making new highs? Sure. Or buy Bitcoin up here. I'm not that type of person. And I'll probably never endorse that. If anything, people doing the hard work over the past couple months and identifying the breakouts and, stepping up and forcing themselves to buy the weekly breakouts as these things pop higher, well, you're getting paid for your efforts. Just wondering if there's a good example here to show you. One of the names that a TRI principal was really excited about is Rend. Holy moly, what an incredible setup that was. I was a little leery about people coming in the other day and buying, but it looks like they're doing okay. So, congratulations. Go slowly, though. Don't take too big of bets. This is one that I recently bought. It looks like it's just getting ready to go. You can see it's trying to clear through these highs. Man, that thing looks like it's ready to rocket. Look at all the W's and all the indicators. OBV pointing up. The only thing that's probably a little bit lagging here is volume was a bit weak there. But gee whiz, that one looks good. And actually, I even put a tweet out, if I was going to teach a course on trading, this is kind of a name I'd want to keep an eye on. If we assume that, Foggenbaum's off of this range, oh my goodness, the upside objectives are ridiculous. So this was one of these sort of artificial intelligent names that actually really hasn't participated yet. So that's one that I did pick up somewhere down in this area off the weekly W's. I really like the weekly W's in here. Actually, somebody, I think an old TRI OG, Kevin, he was just posting that he liked the look of this thing in the TRI lounge. So that's kind of interesting. I've got bids working, but I have a whole bunch that you can see this guy here. He's just sort of waiting for somebody to give him the green light. He's basically sitting on the launch pad. And then, of course, we've got some fun names. Things like, we got a couple characters. One character on the site is named Zoogie Sticks, and he loves this name. And of course, it's been flying here. I think that's like a triple off of the bottom, or maybe a little bit more than a double. who knows what the heck that's going to do. That looks like it's getting a bit exhausted. But I noticed this guy here, he's getting ready to go. I don't think you can really chase that, but this is one that we'll probably be taking some profits on relatively soon. And then there's this one. I don't even like saying this thing's name, but, I suppose in this generation, they love this kind of talk. But, wow, look at that chart. I mean, it's just so pretty. So, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen, but if you saw, no guarantees from the management. I'm long, but you can see the market's already overbought. If this thing goes exploding higher, great. I'll be selling on the rally, but I don't think I would buy there. But there's just so many that look like this that are just getting ready to pop. So my hunch is a lot of names that we'd look at tonight are probably already moved up quite a bit off of the lows. I don't know whether we can chase, but by all means, I'm all ears. If you can show me a symbol that has a new weekly W working and relative sideways action, I'd be more than happy to buy. The market's caught a bid here, and I think probably the only other thing that I would sort of add to this is we remember, and it's not really Bitcoin related, but we had the January barometer in the stock market come out, and you can just see there's the end of 2022 right there, somewhere around there. There is the month of January, and that was basically straight up. Holy moly. Very powerful move. Then we look at Bitcoin, BTC, USD. And the month of January, and we've talked lots about this. I mean, crypto just went absolutely insane there. I mean, is that January barometer? Are you supposed to look at that and that's what you're supposed to think going forward? Ay, caramba. I mean, you never know what the hell's going to happen in this game. This is why it's probably not healthy for anybody to get into the prediction business per se. But I'll tell you, man, that's basically one directional. And, you might even argue, just looking at something like the Bitcoin weekly chart, Bitcoin could, we could still almost double from here. Where's the old highs? There's the old high up there at 69 G's. Holy moly. But 50% level, where is that? That's 42,000. So we could almost technically double from where we are now just to get back to the 50% rule. So, man, there's a lot of upside in this space. I don't know, and the irony of it all is that this is exactly what happened in 2019, I think it was. So could we be in store for a move like this? And I remember when this happened, man, a lot of people were going pretty crazy. If anything, this was a classic 61.8 or Mountain Man move. If anything, if we see this, I would expect Paul to maybe take a shot at shorting that 61.8. But you can see the market just basically went straight up into that event window. So is that what we have in store for us? I don't know. I think probably the best thing for you to do, and this is the one reason why I really like this algorithm, is just try and be on the right side of the market. I don't know what the hell I did with the algo thing here. Is it over here? I got the wrong window. Well, anyway, it's one of the. Was that it there? Anyway, one of these I'll pull it up after I hand the reins over to Paul. But one of the reasons why I kind of like the algo trading, I guess maybe I'll just show it to you back on the Twitter page. It's the easiest place to show it to you. Is I don't really have to think. Just basically when the algo flips back bullish, you could hunt long setups, whatever you want to call it, take the trade itself. As I showed you off the lower time frame, there was actually a pretty nice little consolidation that you could got in off of, and just follow the chalk marks. So we're back into the bull mode until this thing decides to roll back over. And if we look at the breadth right now, I don't. This is just getting started. That's not going to finish. My hunch is this probably goes on for another probably maybe a couple weeks, because I've noticed that these signals seem to oscillate back and forth about once a month, once every 6 weeks or so. So if this is a pivot, then what this is saying is this probably goes on until the middle to the end of March. And quite often, actually, right around Easter weekend, we usually have a bit of a pivot in crypto. So strap on your seatbelts, folks. This might be one hell of a wild ride here ahead of us. So there's a report, eh? Wow. And as people are posting there are a bunch of cryptos. If anything, what I've often told people is you don't, and on the website in the daily briefs, you don't see this kind of report where it's all 5s and 6s on this. In fact, like I was talking with the community today, you go and look at something like the country funds. There's only one country fund that's even got a 5. Everything else is 3s and 4s. You go into the sectors. I happen to have bought the communication services sector, and the irony of it all is that this is moving up on Facebook rallying and all that kind of stuff. But most of the sectors are meh. Stock market, interesting, tech stock, Salesforce.com fitting out 5s, and then there's a couple of interesting specialty case scenarios. But most of the Dow stocks, meh, nothing really to get excited. I don't see any 6s here at all, few 5s. So the fact that crypto itself is spitting out so many 6s here, and we do still have quite a few 5s on the table, means that, gee whiz, this market, pay attention. I would take a screenshot of this because, when we were up at the top of the market a year or so ago, these were all like 1s and 2s, and Brian's pulling his hair out going, don't touch this stuff. What are you doing? Are you crazy? But anyway, it is what it is. So where are all the shillers? Ironically enough, the shillers that you should be shilling you cryptocurrencies and you're going to get rich, they should be out there now. But I don't see any of them out there. So what an interesting tell, eh? And I think that's probably an excellent note to leave off on. Nobody else is really that interested. That Beamish guy's pulling his hair out, jumping up and down. Makes perfect sense. All right, on that note, Paul, are you with me here, sir?
Yep.
Hey, there he is. So let's maybe pop on over to Paul's world and get his take on what he sees going on in the market. And then Ben, unfortunately, little one is ill. So best wishes, family, get well. Everybody in Ben's world. So it'll just be Paul and I tonight. So after Paul's report, if we want to jump into names you'd like for us to look at and give us your 2 cents, we'll do that. And then we'll send you good people on your way. So let's make sure that we are screen sharing the right screen. Where are you? All right. Yeah, actually, it looks like that's the right screen. I will maximize the window here if I can remember how to do that. Hey, there we go. I can put my funny looking mug away. And Paul, you've got the wheel.
Yep. So let's start with the newsletter. I did this newsletter, I don't know, a couple of hours ago before the last pump. So let's just see what we have now. So on the front, I have the weekly crypto review. It's a weekly video we do on Sunday. On a long time frame, 12 months, we are still in the long reload zone. So nothing, I didn't even change the image until we'll go above 25, 26K. We are still in the long reload zone. I'm still okay with looking to accumulate Bitcoin, and for a dollar cost averaging strategy. On weekly chart, you can see the Bitcoin is just trying to push higher, at least to touch 25.2. That's my level. I'm paying attention to that level. I just want to see what happens in that if we'll hit that level. I want to see what will happen on I don't know, maybe 4-hour chart, maybe even lower. If we'll only take liquidity and then reject and go back down, okay, I could think to short that level. I'll hunt for an M or maybe on 4-hour chart, maybe a 3-bar fractal. But on weekly chart, we have the W, the other side of the trend line. I'm still thinking this could be a resistance level. Maybe we'll take some liquidity from that point and we'll go down. If we'll close on daily chart or even higher, we'll close above 25K, then yeah, we can go higher. But I learned from Brian, take it level by level, and I'll just play my setups level by level. It's more profitable to play a range game than to play the trend game. Yeah, the trend it's okay, but it's not so. The market is ranging 30% of the time. It's trending 30% of the time. I have a range 70 to 80% of the time. So it's better for me to I prefer to trade the range game. It's more profitable, at least for me. So level by level, let's see what happens at 25.2. On the daily chart, you can see where now we are in the short reload zone. We had this level when I did the newsletter. Now we are just touching the highs from the last bounce. Same idea. I see I don't see bearish divergence indicators. Actually, I saw something really nice on this move down. I told you 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, I don't know exactly. Pay attention to this level. If the market wants to close below this level, okay, I could think lower. If the market will bounce from this level, then we can go back to test the highs. So now we are testing the highs. On this move down and the last move down, you can see bullish divergence in RSI. Yeah. So I like that. Really nice and clean one. Put a nice W exactly in the area where I want a W from RSI. And that started the last move up. Same idea on daily chart like on weekly chart. Let's see what happens when we'll hit if we'll hit the 25, 25.5, something like that. So on 4-hour chart, I need to go on actual chart to see exactly what we have now. But you can see, same idea. I was expecting, I had a bid 21.4. I got a small fill on this level. I was waiting lower to get more fills to hunt along. My area to sell the position if it goes against me was 20K.4. Yeah, so $1,000 difference. I only got a nice fill on this level and then straight back up. Nothing to do at this point. In this area, I'm not interested to buy. In this area, I'm interested to protect my capital and wait to see what happens at 25. If I'll see close to 25K, the market is putting some, will put some bearish divergence and maybe I'll get an M. Yeah, I could try a short. Now, I don't have enough reasons to try a short. Only to hit blindly the level, like you see on this image, 61.8, without any divergence. I don't want to do that. So I need more reason to, even for 61.8, even for 78.6. I need some more reason to play a shark setup. When I see a market strong like this, I don't want to put in front of it. I better sit on the sidelines and protect my capital, and I'll get another shot. On Bitcoin dominance on 4 days, you can see Bitcoin dominance. It's exactly at the middle of the range. Yeah, we are close to the short reload zone. Let's see what happens when we'll get in the short reload zone. But exactly in the middle of the range, you can see we had a nice rejection. We are consolidating at this level. Yeah, altcoins, they have a nice opportunity to bounce a little bit, maybe even more than a small bounce. If the dominance will keep staying at this level or going back low lower to retest this big W, then yeah, altcoins they could outperform Bitcoin in this environment. On 4 days, I don't have an M on Bitcoin dominance. On 1 day chart, yeah, we had a nice M just below the short reload zone. So we managed to get some altcoins in meantime. On Ethereum versus Bitcoin, you can see same idea. Yeah, in the middle of the range, the market is just waiting. Uh, Ethereum has the same power like Bitcoin. I guess it's time that Ethereum should, on the last move up, Ethereum should outperform a little bit Bitcoin. It's just my opinion. Maybe we can form a W and go back up and retest the high of the range. But it's just my idea. Let's take it step by step and see what actually will happen in this chart. Keep in mind it's a 4 day chart, so it will take some time until we'll print a new candle. Total 2, really nice. The range I'm watching from a long time ago, you can see it. It's the same range from 40 billions to 400 billions to 700 billions. Now we are in the short reload zone. Yeah, I'm okay with the idea to go higher, but if this is the weekly W, I yeah, could be this could be the weekly W, but I don't like it. Honestly, I prefer a big and clear W. Let's see what happens when we'll go in the upper part of the this range. I know a lot of people say, yeah, we'll go to from 25, we'll go to I don't know 40K. Yeah, we could do that, but I prefer to take it step by step and level by level. I have to be in the market every day and I have to make money. If not every day, I have to be profitable at least at the end of the week. So I prefer to play only setups. You saw on what was my prediction on the spreadsheet last week. I was bearish, but I don't trade my opinions. I just trade setups. If I see a clear setup, okay. If not, I'll sit on the sidelines and protect my capital. News reports. We still have something for. We had this one, and we have next week. We have big reports. Next Wednesday we have FOMC minutes. This could change the market. Not too many. Usually we have more big news, but enough to move the market up and down. Let's take some idea on altcoins, and I have this bot set up on 1 day chart. You can see on audio USDT. Yeah. So AB equals CD. Probably now we are at the entry level. This print screen was a bit early made. So I don't know if this could be named a 1 low, 2 low, 3 lows. It's pretty close. Yeah, there are higher lows, but if the market will go and close above 25 level, that will form a nice and big W. So I'm okay to take this shot, even if it's 1 day chart. I don't like bot setups on 1 day chart. It's a too big time frame for anything could happen in meantime. But if I'm lucky enough and I'll get 50% level, so I could move my stop to scratch, from that point on, I don't risk any money from my portfolio, so it's okay. The next one is Shiba versus dollar on 4 hour chart. Same idea, same bot setup. I was hunting in the morning for me. I was hunting in the London session. Maybe I could front run the bot with a nice ALJ. I didn't get the chance to get a nice W. But you can see one low. Let's say this is the second one. But I saw too many bots running to the upside to only 2 lows. Yeah, I prefer to see 3 lows. But if the market wants to go at 25 level, actually, in meantime, it did that and go straight up, I will jump in at 25 level and I'll take maybe I'll risk less. Maybe I'll not risk 2%, I'll risk only 1. but I could take this trade at 25 level. The rest is just this chart. I want every week to see this chart. Every time I want to see this chart. And remember that 2023 it's a really good year to accumulate anything, stocks, crypto. I just my idea. That's why I have this chart. Every time I open this newsletter, I have to see this chart. Now, let's take a look at what we have on altcoins. You can see the audio bar. Today we managed to get some nice trades. Just on short brief, what I saw today in the London session. So you can see, even if I didn't have a good location, Brian maybe is not okay with this kind of trading. I had this trend line and I saw this big W. So I said, why not? Yeah, I'll take a shot at this one. And you can see I have more than 2 to 1 now. I framed this trade in the after the London session start. Was a nice trade on 5 minute chart. This one is too high, nothing I could do on this one. Then I was trying to hunt even lower from, I actually closed most of the position. I was hunting at below $10. You can see on lower time frames what I started to hunt with Shiba, and Shiba now you can see it's exactly retesting the 25 level. Yeah, so if you want to enter, I will enter half of the position here, and if I will get another low, I will add the rest. I will see, step by step. On the lower time frames now, to hunt something, or even on this time frame to hunt something with on altcoins, it's a bit too difficult for me. So my solution to this problem is to go on 5 minute chart, and for every member of community I said the same thing, and just put my indicators, and you can see. Yeah, if I'll take any altcoins, let's take it by volume. Yeah, let's put the big ones with big volume. You can see with this indicator I could hunt really nice. The green big thick line, it's the stop loss. I'll just put the stop loss below, and the smaller one is just my entry. Yeah, you can see entry long, entry long, entry long. Look at the move. SHIB, same idea. Spell. That's the only way I could play this market on lower time frame, to just ride the micro trends up. I don't have another solution. Everything looks happy. I cannot chase with other method than with Holy Grail. It's just a simple indicator. It's nothing overcomplicated. The most important thing is the execution. If you have an entry at this level, let's say I saw the market at this level, I want to enter long. Okay, I enter here. If the market will touch below this thick line, then I'll get out from the trade without any question. A lot of people, they cannot use such indicator because they'll hope, no, the market will close back above this level. No, if the market will touch my level, I'm out, and next bus. But this is short-term trading is not something we should talk about in weekly time frame. So at the end, because Brian will remind me this one, treat trading like a business, and the market will treat you like a king. So I don't want Brian to remember me again.
Hey, it's a great tagline. I mean, I don't know why you don't embrace it. Fucking hey, man.
Yeah.
You should have that
It's
stitched
nice.
on your underwear.
No.
Tell you what, I'll buy you a pair of boxers with maple leafs on them, so you know they're from Canada, and we'll put that on the label. Paul's underwear. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, like hell. I guess the question at the and really, folks, Paul did give you the secret to trading there. I don't know whether you heard it or not. 8 years ago, I came to this space, coming from a prop firm where you don't really have any choice. Paul, I don't know whether he's in love with the guy or whether he just respects him as another trader. But I came from the world of those Anton Crawl guys, and they're jerks, right? They're just absolute jerks in my opinion. But they're professional traders, and the number one thing, and I heard Paul say this, and I don't know whether you can do it. If you can't do it, just admit it that you can't do it, and you're going to save yourself a lot of heartache. But if you do want to sort of dabble on lower time frames and quote-unquote trade setups, well, you just have to clearly identify where you believe that if the market trades to that level, you are proven wrong. And you have to have the, in previous centuries, they would say you'd have to have the balls or the manliness or the kahunas to step up and admit that you were wrong and get the heck out. I don't know what the hell we're supposed to say in this woke world. But the point of the matter here is Paul did give you the secret there to winning at this game. And ironically enough, it actually has less to do with squiggly lines. And technical analysis is a lot of fun. And, drawing the squiggly lines is great. But at the end of the day, most important thing is that gray matter between your ears. Can you actually do what you say you're going to do? I don't know. And unfortunately, nobody can answer that. What I have seen working with Paul, which makes me very proud of him, is he's one of the few people in this world that can actually do exactly what he said he's going to do. And that's why he is as successful at this game as he is. So congratulations to you, sir. I guess, are you having fun in the market?
Yeah, if you look at my screen, you'll see how much fun I have.
Well,
just bought on 5 minutes.
What's so funny is I used to know guys who used to make tons of money in the marketplace, but they were just bitter, angry, ugly people.
Why?
Money. Just the fact that you're making money, that doesn't mean you're necessarily having fun. But I would say that for longevity, try and have fun at this.
The worst thing we can, I don't know what we can happen in the market, to lose money. If I know I could make the money back, what's the problem?
No problem whatsoever. So anyway, my question was, are you having fun at this? And I hope you are.
Yeah, so I really have.
You've got a skill set under your belt. So now, if anything, it should be just fun to go and, what's the word I'm looking for? You've got a skill and you are now an artisan and you're just going out and having fun practicing your skill. So, anyway.
Yep.
All right, that was a cool report. Diverse, and it does sound to me like you are a bit active in the market, so that's good. Having fun trading your setups, and away you go. And really, at the end of the day, folks, there isn't really a right or wrong way to do this. The most important thing is we just got to figure out what works for you. Some people are fundamentalists. I've quizzed Paul on his fundamentals of these various names in the past. I don't know. I think Paul's a technician.
No, fundamentals, they are too slow.
Okay.
They work for an investor, but not for me. On 5-minute chart, nothing fundamental could help me.
And that's
only
the point.
I use fundamentals. No, I don't know if they are fundamentals. I use fundamentals for pump and dumps.
Sure.
So you saw the trade on Zen from the weekend. I saw a lot of hype on Twitter about someone from the community point out the Zen chart and said, look at Twitter. When I looked at Twitter, everyone was speaking about Zen, ZK narrative. I just pinned. I bought some Zen at the market price. Let me see if I have the chart. I still have that one USDT. Let's see on spot. You can see it. I closed 80% of the trade at this point.
Nothing wrong with that. And if
but
anything, half of the
I saw the W.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the W. I know exactly where my stop loss is. If I'll see the market closing below this level, I'm out. And I made a 4 risk reward, so it's okay.
Nice.
I use the pumpamentals, not fundamentals. So when I see
pumpamentals.
when I see on Twitter everyone is changing the narrative and say, yeah, this one is the best thing from the beginning. Yeah, okay. let's see. Maybe I could frame something on my chart.
Sure. That's now Paul's a quant and he doesn't even realize it. So that's when you're getting into sort of social sentiment scores and stuff like that. That's quantitative analysis. So you're like one of those quant guys. That's what we call you, and that's fine. Nothing wrong with that.
When
Lots of people make money
when I
on
see
quants.
5 or 10 people with more than 100K subscribers tweeting the same stuff,
Yeah.
definitely they will push the market up.
Yeah.
It's just an altcoin with a small market cap. It's easy to push up or down.
Sing it
So-
to me, sister. Hallelujah.
So why, if I want to ape in, I learned that from Colin from Hydro Labs.
Yeah.
If you want to ape in early, not at the end.
Don't get caught bag holding. Isn't that how
Yeah.
the expression goes in this space? Pumpamentals. Yeah, I haven't heard that term in a while, eh, Josh? God, we used to hear that all the time in the previous cycles. So if anything, that's the interesting thing is if you've never heard that term before, write it down somewhere. When this market goes into, crazy ass ape in mode and all the kids are magic internet money and Do Kwon walks on water and all that bullshit, you're going to be hearing that term a lot. So if anything, we've had a year to wash all those old vernacular out, but they're going to start coming back again.
You can see the bot on 4-hour chart on audio is not complete yet.
Yeah, it's just humming along here. If anything,
Yeah.
draw a nice little trend line off of that original market structure. You were looking at one earlier, and I was saying, oh yeah, just draw your trend line, and then once you get the W on the other side of the trend line, you're good to go. So I can't remember which one it was that you were looking at earlier, but
I had audio, another one. Let me see.
it's 6-1. I mean, the whole damn market is lifting right now. Like I
On
said,
Shiba?
yeah, that
Probably
Shiba.
Shiba.
Yeah, I think that was it. Shiba Inu. And it's funny is we've got that one in our list, but I can't figure out where the hell, why it's in there. What's the market cap on this thing? I mean, is it ridiculously
big enough.
high?
Look at this. Look at I'll put the volume, and you'll see how big it is.
Oh,
It's the
is
second
it,
on the Binance altcoins on Perpetual is the second one.
Is it really? So what is it with it? Yeah, okay, there you go. So there's your trend line. So just, give me some sort of market structure on the other side of that trend line. We're good to go.
I was
So-
hunting this on this trend line for a nice W. I even said
You just gotta
yesterday.
be patient, dude.
Yeah.
But no offense, like the buy on Shiba Inu, as far as I'm concerned, was down there at about
This one.
900 sats or something like that. I mean, it was
This
actually
W.
a really pretty sort of reload zone, bottom of the reload zone test. That is what is that? That's the BUSDT perp. What am I looking at? I'm looking at SHIB USDT. I guess, are these different things? I know they look somewhat the same. Oh, you're on a 4-hour chart. I'm looking at the daily chart. So if you see the daily chart, you see it's... Notice how, that low that we put in there. And I seem to remember us talking about this at the end of the year.
We talked about exactly in this deep.
Yeah, I like that bot idea. That's not bad. You just and I think in your report you even said, give me some sort of structure, some sort of pullback, some sort of W, anything to get long off of this. What is that? 1.3 cents, 1.35, somewhere in there.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
If
that
you
works.
you want to FOMO, it's still a bot setup. You can see the W. Okay.
Mhm.
Buy half of the position at this level. If the market will give you the third higher low, buy the second half, but get out if you lost this level.
Right. You might even want to, on this one, drill down to like a 15-minute chart. And then just simply, give me a big fat W in the indicators and away we go. So pull up your indicators. Let's see what they look like.
Not yet.
Yeah, exactly. Not yet. That's a good way of putting it.
But
What's interesting is that W down at the bottom. Do a Foggenbaum off of that W, and probably, we're probably at the 2.618 right now.
Probably.
That high back
But
to
if Bitcoin
that low,
will keep pushing higher, this one will go higher with Bitcoin. Let's see.
So is this
Pumpy.
thing trading off of
It's
off
above the confirmed
Ah.
above the 12.618. So
Yeah,
it's
so maybe it wants to. Where's
two,
4669? Yeah, way up top
yeah,
there. Yeah.
and the next one
All right. So if you got a
877.
major hard on to get in on this thing, then hit your circly button and start drawing bot levels off of just this smaller range. And you notice that it looks like there's a little bit of a consolidation that's happening just now. Yeah, like I might even do the bottom of your bot range off of that recent consolidation low.
This one,
So, well, maybe do basically that range. And if you have a 33, then you can kind of sneak in off a lower time frame chart. And if you're lucky, this thing just swishes its way higher, and you don't get any pullback on the subsequent breakout.
yeah, and you can get a bigger position size
Yeah.
if you are hunting on smaller time frames.
But if anything, this chart right here just clearly illustrates you're not coming in at the bottom on this thing. No doubt
Nope.
about it. You are playing a trend continuation move here, anticipating that we're moving higher.
Yeah, but
Probably
the bots,
not a good beginner kind of move.
nope.
This is definitely, Paul, how long have you been trading now? Like in earnest? At least a good couple of years, eh?
Yep, I'm trading from 2019, but 2020, let's say.
Okay, so the point being that especially if you're hanging out with Paul and his community, and you're brand new, be careful. And as Paul said, if you are hunting that W, the bot set up there, and we break those lows, don't fall in love. Because,
Nope.
like I said, the
I'll,
bottom really on this thing's around 750 or so, maybe even like 700 or so. So that you could easily see half your capital disappear here. So be careful here, folks, please.
that's why for the general public, or even for my community members, for the general ones, I know they don't have enough experience, so I prefer to give them 4-hour charts,
Yeah,
1 day charts,
yeah,
because even if they fall in love with this one, they have a smaller position size if they are trading on 4-hour 1 day chart. So if the market will go back down, let's say he reached 1%, he will have 2.5 if the market goes back to the bottom. But if
right.
I give him 5 minute chart and he doesn't know what he's doing with a big position, one trade could destroy his account.
Yep. So one thing that worries me about that SHIB, if you go out to the daily chart, this thing actually has a ton of confirmed bearish momentum divergences all over the place. And actually,
Yep.
Julian was just pointing out that there's somebody on Twitter
But
who's,
has something else. Has a
yeah.
nice OBV.
Well, just let me finish this thought here. If you go back to your SHIB and the
Yeah.
daily chart, if you show the momentum indicators, this is actually a pretty good lesson, right? Hopefully everybody looks at this and goes, okay, I see the bearish momentum divergences. So the writing's on the wall, right? And Julian posted in the lounge here, the stock market is showing extreme signs of greed. It's only the 6th time it's happened in history. 5 out of the 6 signals mark significant market tops. So considering that we are having the market rally into a very significant liquidity pool window on Bitcoin, usually what ends up happening is the altcoins move up, and then after a while Bitcoin gets all pissed off. And it's like, hey, I'm driving the bus here. What's your Bitcoin dominance look like? Is
I have
dominance? I'd be curious to see what your dominance. Did you mention your dominance in your report? I forgot. I
Yeah,
didn't hear that.
yeah, I did.
Okay,
And the
so
dominance one's back up.
all right, so it's trying to push its way back up here as well.
Yeah,
Interesting how we got rejected off that 61.8 there,
exactly.
right?
But to
I
do
don't
an
know.
AB equals to D,
Yeah, I would be a little bit leery here. I don't like the idea of us chasing, okay, guys? So, I see you've given us a bunch of names. We should probably go and look at these various stories, but my hunch is a lot of them are going to be like, well, if you really want to participate here, you're going to have to be trading like trend continuation, lower time frame trades, and of course that's it's a bit more advanced stuff. No, Joshua, we do not want to ape in. Now, I think you're asking for trouble if you do that. But, okay, so with all that said, do you want me to chart? Would you like to be looking at a few things, or do you want to continue charting? It's up to me. You.
I want to smoke a cigarette and
All
I'll be back.
There he goes. All right, so excellent report, Paul. Thank you very much for the offering. Appreciate it. Think good value for our viewers. I will get out of the Mac screen, although I never know how to do this exactly. We'll hit that button there.
I'll just close my presentation.
Whoa, how am I going to do this? Okay, so you've stopped screen sharing, then I'll pop on over to my screen, and we will screen share over here. Resume presenting? Maybe that'll work. Hey, there we go. Yay. So, this Shiba, this is what every technician, their chart's going to look slightly different. There was that buy off that 88.6, which I think was just absolutely killer level. Coming in on the buy side up tip here, I can understand, there is Paul's W. Candle body lows for trade location. Maybe, think about trying to sneak in off of that level there if you are going long. But, this big pop up here, do you want to try and play that off of lower time frames to sneak your way in on a trend continuation move up top? It's cool. I mean, traders got to trade. Do you have self-discipline? Do you have all the kahunas to hop off a trade if it's not going your way? Can you act responsibly? I can't answer those questions for you. What I would just simply say is new people coming in up top here. We actually have a rule at TRI, and actually Josh here. So he often reminds people. I think he really liked this meme when we first, when he first came on this site. It really resonated with him. What are we supposed to think? Let's see if Joshua, can you post the actual image? I don't know whether I think you're over there on YouTube. I don't know whether we can do that or not.
I don't think he can post an image on YouTube. In the comment section.
Anyway, actually, we might even have it in the library if I'm not mistaken. I love this library. This library is so much fun. We got all our fun images here. Do I have Cool Your Jets? I don't know. I can never remember if I have it in here or not. Oh, God, it could be in here. Might be in here, might not. I don't know. But anyway, we often like to post this image. Cool your jets. Maybe slow down a little bit. Oh, geez. There we are. Something along those lines. Whenever we see a confirmed bearish momentum divergence like this, you're often best to cool your jets. Just play it easy. I mean, there's always going to be a bull. Maybe not today. Maybe you have to just let things settle down a little bit. But when I see this kind of message screaming at me, that to me, to Brian, says, look, I've made this mistake too many times in the past. I'm just going to let this thing settle down, and I'll come back when I start seeing W's form on these momentum indicators. So just be forewarned, okay, everybody? We are getting a little bit nosebleedy up top here. But nonetheless, if you can manage your behavior, you can sneak in, and, if you're going to risk against these lows and we fail, well, then you just got to admit that you were wrong and get the hell out. All right, so let's go through some of the names that you requested. I'll do this on my own. Then when Paul comes back, he can add in his 2 cents. We'll just start up at the top. Let's see. Stock market closed on Monday for President's Day. Jeez, we got another bloody holiday. So, yeah, we're live. We screwed up the start of it. Thank you, Big House. All right. Hello, BP Shotgun. What the hell are you doing? I think dollar menu.eth. Gonna try. Brian is right. Bitcoin rally kind of wimpy compared to the old days, pumping thousands in one day. Well, I mean, I do think that a lot of the public got kind of caught off guard. I don't think they were expecting this big move. Having said that, we've talked about this at length. There are a couple technical objectives up top here that I've sort of been left scratching my head why they haven't been hit. Things like this ABCD, I think that really wants to be hit. And then we have this interesting off of this entire bottoming pattern. You can see 2.618s were hit smartly in here. I think this 4669 wants to get hit, and that would take us up top here. And now, if anything, my comments there about divergence, for this to actually top out, we probably have to sit now and wait for a bearish divergence to actually form. And that literally means, I mean, this has been such a powerful move up. Now we probably have to have a little bit of a pause, then a smaller move up, and then, maybe even a smaller move. We finally hit the ABCD objectives. And then this move here, momentum-wise, relative to this move here, will basically, you'll see your momentum indicators will start doing this kind of action. And we get our divergence, and then if we get an M, time to start thinking about shorting. So we just blasted here. I don't think it's a good idea to be calling any kind of tops here just yet in the short term. This is going to take some time to peter out. Somebody there mentioned that I guess Monday is a holiday, so we might find that actually this thing rallies into the weekend. And actually, interestingly enough, too, this is the big February monthly options expiry. I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe we'll do this on Thursday, Friday. Well, what the hell. I mean, since I'm here by myself right now, we could probably just see where do the options boys want this thing to go out. Now that we're into, this is not the weekly contract, this is the monthly contract. It's a little bit more open interest. It's always a question of what the hell the damn symbols say these things are here. So Bitcoin, there's the futures. What I want is like stock market proxies. What's the Bitcoin ETF? Isn't it? It's like BITO or something like that, isn't it? What the hell's the name of that damn thing? BITO. Yeah, look at that. I was right. So I'd be curious. Let's go take a look. Interesting, that chart, right? Because keep in mind, a lot of people in the stock market are playing this stuff. So where would they like this thing to go out? Notice there's a huge hole on this chart. Look at the size of that hole. Oh, that's what he said. You can see even on the profile. Look how the profile's got all of these sort of potholes. Look, there's a huge hole right here as well. Yeah, that's what he said too. Jeez, she's just riddled with holes. No, I didn't say that. Anyway, point of the matter here is, where's Shark Toshi, right? What's the statistical odds that thing gets filled in? Especially if she's drunk at the bar, right? No, that was bad. Sorry. Point here is there's a lot of reasons for them to take this market up here. And I better shut up before I get myself into trouble. But let's just go see, just out of curiosity, if there's any information out of the options pits that we can maybe glean out of this to help us make a little bit more informed decision as to where. Oh, there we go. All right, so let's go options. And 2 days to expiry, so this must be the weekly. Oh, no, that is the monthly? Is it 2 days till Friday? Jeez, the weekend sure crept out up on us quickly here. Okay, so here are the calls. Interesting. Looks like some people are going to get paid nicely. Interesting. 15,000. 12,000 on the $15 call. So we're at 1509 right now. That's interesting. That would imply that they probably don't really want the market to move up too much on top of that. Probably more importantly, though, we want to look at the puts. Let's see where the heaviest open interest in the puts are. So, as it stands, 8,600 contracts down there at $11. And look at all these, right? We're at 15 right now. If they can get the market to go out at $15.01, do you see how all of these puts all expire worthless? And look how many puts are up here at 15.50. Almost nothing. So I don't know. You people tell me. Is this information that you think you could use to try and help you understand price action a little better? And this is half of the reason why I do these shows. Have you ever heard anybody ever talk to you people about things like open interest on the put options to understand where institutions are motivated to take price out? I mean, I can tell you unequivocally, I've never, ever, ever seen anybody in the market talk about put open interest to figure out where the hell the institutional players are motivated. But damn, I mean, people, I mean, that's the shit right there. Oh, I didn't see a single response there on YouTube, so maybe I'm just talking to myself here. I mean, I don't think you can get a more unequivocal response that, number one, I think on Friday, they really don't want this market to go out above $15. I really don't think so. Because that would mean that these call options are actually worth something. So it would be in their best interest, or even better, right? It would actually be in their best interest that this thing goes out at like 15.01 or maybe 15.05. And then all the retail people that bought these $15 calls will be automatically exercised, which means that they will be buying at this 15.09 or whatever. Probably going to realize less of a profit than what they actually had to pay, right? So if you bought the $15 call, and let's say on average you paid 45 cents, then that means technically if you get exercised, your cost is $15.45. So if they take the market out at like 15.09, you actually lose money on the deal, right? Because you collected, or you paid 45 cents, plus you're going to pay 15, so that's 15.50, and it's sitting there at like 15.09. And then conversely, and this is I think more important, large institutional players are the primary people that write put options. Retail does not write very many put options. The margin requirements just to carry these open positions is like usually about 200%, 150 if it's a big blue chip asset. And then there's also major stipulations as to who can write naked options in brokerage accounts. So as a result, this open interest is clearly institutional people. It's not retail people. So I think that if anything, that was a really good exercise that we went through. I posted that in the lounge. Somebody remind me, maybe Joshua, you could, on Friday, let's come back and circle around and see how these guys did heading into that expiry. Because I think Wall Street is trying to hit a massive home run here on this asset. And ironically enough, even though the gaps would actually suggest that, we probably do want to work our way higher and fill in these gaps, I think Wall Street actually would be perfectly happy if this thing just went out exactly where it is right now on Friday afternoon. So anyway, we'll see. Somebody, like I said, somebody remind me. Actually, you can see we have an old one here, but let's put this one on here. And Sharky, if you could remind me on Friday we'll circle around and look at this. I think that would be a really interesting conversation. Okay, so that was kind of a fun tangent that I don't think any of you were expecting, but what the hell? Old options broker. You get to endure my rant. All right, and let's see what else we got here. Who's next? We have not touched 78.6 in this bear. Okay, I'm not quite sure what relevance that is. Let's see. What's the best chart to? I mean, we'll just do a brand new chart because I mark up all these charts and I don't want to mess them up, so we'll go new layout. We will go, and actually it'd be interesting what you're measuring 78.6 off of. You know, if you use this previous base, I think we have. Let's flip that around. So if we go off of this low from last cycle, which, you know, a lot of people would use that logic. It's not outlandish. 78.6, 17,266. Is that what that says? 17,266. So, yeah, you could make the argument that, yeah, we did. And I've often told you this before, which is so funny, is that you're going to look back in hindsight and you're going to go, God damn, that market bottom right off that damn 78.6. Jerks. So, maybe. I will say, there are a lot of people. I mean, I was barking week after week after week. When are we going to trade down to cost of production? When are we going to trade down to cost of production? I wonder if maybe there was too many people looking for this market to head appreciably lower, and just as a result, it just wasn't going to head lower. You know, just eyeballing that, to me, this looks like an inverted head and shoulders if I've ever seen one. So down there, to there, to there, to there, to there, and then we'll probably have to come back down there and there. And this is an interesting scenario because our TRI Secret Options Formula crew, the guy who actually has done the, and actually he was the one who won our first contest, our first raffle for a seat in our education program, David O. He's an absolutely fantastic whiz at trading either inverted head and shoulders, and if this, come on you, anyway. I'll leave it at that. If this left shoulder is given, so we would assume this is an inverted head and shoulders until this level is taken out. If this level is taken out, then potentially this is a megaphone. And we'd actually have to come down to here, and the whole head and shoulders thesis is off the table. So for the time being, wherever this thing exhausts itself, and considering what Julian's suggesting, considering what we saw out of the February options expiry there, I mean, Wall Street wants to get paid. It's what they do. I think there's compelling evidence out of that exchange-traded fund that we know exactly where they want to take this market out, right around exactly where it is right now. So by time Friday rolls around, I actually like the idea that we're probably sitting right in this area. And then, like I said there earlier, we probably create the momentum divergences that set the top, and then on any kind of sell signal, then probably the algo at that point. Because keep in mind, next couple days, I think the algo is going to be relatively happy here. This thing's probably going to push up for a few days. You know, we probably go through that long weekend. Through the weekend, of course, you know, Wall Street's gone. They're not paying any attention. Maybe, you know, like into Sunday, we have some sort of crazy-ass blow-off top. Maybe tag those 4.669 levels and the ABCD targets I was talking about earlier. And then Monday morning, or, you know, late Sunday when I'm out driving with Liam, in comes the top. And then Monday being a holiday, they screw around with the market. And then by time Tuesday starts and retail comes back, we're back basically where we left off on Friday. But we're pointing back down. So I could very easily see that kind of scenario. That's I mean, that's my 2 cents with regard to all that. So anyway, for whatever it's worth. Okay, let's look at some names here. I keep dodging it. Where was I? Litecoin has been leading. Interesting you say that, Big House, because do you remember back in November, December, we had Litecoin as one of the only sixes. And now you notice that Litecoin is actually almost at the bottom of our screener. So unfortunately, Litecoin is not that attractive of an investment idea. If anything, this is a lot like the altcoins and kind of like what Julian's saying. And, you know, kind of what you should all be paying attention to is you don't really want to chase here, folks. You chase and you're actually asking for trouble. You know, had you bought Litecoin off of the bottom, awesome. You are the best. You rock and or roll. But, now, there's November. So I guess we can go all the way back to last spring. I guess, it's still got some room to go here. So that's not terrible. What am I doing wrong here? Oh, I'm doing something wrong. Hey, no. Oh, yeah. I beg your pardon. Not way up there. Sorry about that. Here we are, March, right? So there's the February peak. Yeah, that makes more sense. So 52-week range, good old 50% rule. All right, get rid of all this stuff. Well, I think you can actually make the argument that we're done, right? This market's no longer cheap. It was beautiful down here, looking for that pump up into 50% rules. But now, actually, we're coming into the... Remember I showed you on Bitcoin how I said look left. We hadn't even come into the previous market structure top. Where's that chart? Just give me a second here. Boom. So remember I had said on the Bitcoin that there's your previous market structure top, right? Up, down, up, failed. Nice juicy M there. Liquidity pool, liquidity pool, liquidity pool. Boom, 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 boom. Smash all them. Once we get up into here, right, I would call this your institutional fingerprint. Where did the market, they stop the bull the previous cycle and put in market structure top? That's up there. Well, sort of on Litecoin, you can see that's right here. Well, that's where we are now. We're coming into that level. Might be a little bit more to the upside, but, this is you can see, beautiful empire top there. Probably a lot of institutional players are short from that level there, and they're willing to risk this window here. So if we start, you can see, we're coming into their level. They might actually start coming back out and selling this thing again into that level. So be careful there, folks. This is very, very late in this move. Keep in mind, that's a weekly price chart. We go to the daily chart, that's what she looks like. Are we going to start seeing divergences and stuff as we come up into this level? It wouldn't surprise me. So, we'll just throw this on here for conversation. Yeah, you can already start to see. Look how the volume is trailing off here. That's not a good sign. We don't want to see higher highs in price, but lower highs in volume. That's not good. And then remember what we said about Shiba Inu. Can you see the confirmed bearish divergence in MACD? That's not a good sign. So there's warnings, right? And if anything, again, when I was talking to you guys last year, right, everything was like 1s and 2s and 3s, and it was like, don't touch anything. Well, you guys are getting a really good textbook lesson. These 6s, they're not around every day. That speaks volumes to me. And then once the market sort of rallies back and the opportunity's gone, these things will go back to 3s and 4s. And, if they start going 1s and 2s, then we have to start going, oh, crap, here comes some sort of massive top. But I don't think we have to worry about that for a while yet. So, okay, so spoke to that. Matic, huge W. Still got some Matic on the books, so I didn't sell all of it. I was quite pleasantly pleased to see it moving higher here, so that kind of put a smile on my face. Matic versus USDT on Binance, I suppose. Higher highs and higher lows defines a bull market. Don't really like how that confirmed momentum. Do you guys notice that there's a bit of a theme here? Are you guys seeing this? Do you notice how name after name after name we're pulling up and we're seeing a lot of these bearish momentum divergences? Anyone? Hey, Sally. Sally, I want, when Chris comes to Saudi there next week, I want you to treat him like gold. Chris should have the flying magic carpet ride through the whole damn country. He's had to sleep on a couch for like the past month, poor guy. So I told him that because he left, he's going to leave Andrea in Italy. He gets all 7 virgins to himself. All right. Anyway, good to see you, Sal. Treat Chris well, okay, please. Notice here on this move up, look at all the divergences. Now, it's only potential. I beg your pardon. 4 different confirmed bearish divergences. Uh-oh. That's kind of like MACD and RSI. Willie's stupid. What's the rule about Willie being stupid? Are we not supposed to be concerned when Willie gets stupid? Should we be buying this? I mean, there's 30 of you over there. Can somebody please say something to me here? Should we be buying markets if Willie is stupidly overbought? Anyone?
Yes.
I don't. There must be a wicked delay here on this YouTube feed. Oh, there we go. All right, so somebody over there is listening to me. When stupid dumb. Okay, I'm not quite sure what that means. Right, so you can kind of see the writings on the walls. You come in on the long side here, you're kind of asking for trouble here, folks. If anything, and that's why I love this indicator. I can't remember who it is. I think it's a TRIer that put this indicator together here. I mean, look at all these divergences, how they were all spitting up down here. Wow, what an awesome entry down here. But now we're up here, and you got all these bearish divergences confirming. Cool your jets. Where's that image that I showed you earlier about that jet? And I'm seeing there's a theme here building, folks. I can see it, coin after coin after coin that we look at. So do like you're thinking of Matic. I like this name over the long term, but I just wonder, is it a good place to be a buyer here? I don't think so. Anyway, how was your smoke? Did you have a good smoke there, sir?
Yep.
I smoked for, probably 30 years. So anytime I hear people having a smoke, it always makes me jealous. Man, I smoked a long fucking time. I remember pinching cigarettes from my mother in 1979? 1978? She used to smoke Cameos. I don't know whether you ever heard of those before. Nope. That's how long ago I smoked. All right. Anyway, I'll let I can actually smell the smoke through the internet. Now that's withdrawal. All right. Anyway, moving on. All right. Anything you would add to this conversation about Matic here?
If you are long from the bottom, okay. But now, I don't see. Maybe on lower time frame if you find a setup, but it's something different. Don't invest at this level. At this point, I don't know.
All right. Thank you, sir. Right, so let's move on. What was next on the hit list? CFX popping at the moment. Let's see what we got here. CFX. You guys trading this thing over in your community? Woo-wee! Look at that pop.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, we are trading. Had a nice retracement in the pump chaser zone and straight up. Yeah.
Yeah, huge volume. If anything, I like to, you probably heard me say, follow the chalk marks. So it'd be interesting to see where the volume actually broke out on this thing.
All the way down.
Notice, I have a rule, volume impetus. We want to see 3 lower highs in the volume to actually start marking a top. So you have 1, 2, 3 here. So now I will actually get a signal that the bulls have run out of steam. If we see a green up bar less than whatever the lowest bar is in here. And that's 6.23. And that is 5.36. So this is my funny charts. So probably you guys are going to watch this kind of time frame, 30 minutes. So, and actually interesting, off a 30 minute, actually looks like that high's higher, isn't it? So that's 126 million coins. See, now this is one that gets me worried about things like fundamentals. If it can trade 126 million coins in a half an hour, how many bloody coins must there be out? There must be like billions out in circulation. A little bit scary. You can see the volume is kind of trailing off here, so I'd be a little bit careful. But, quite literally the moment this thing broke out through this high there, that was probably your sort of your momentum traders trade, sort of breakout, consolidation, any kind of sort of market structure push. I often like using the 13 EMA as sort of your check against the lows. And I suppose if you're trading this off a lower time frame. So there's your trend line off of the top. This is kind of a sloppy one though. Not overly impressed with this. Might even say that that's your original trend line for the lower time frame, people. Then probably there to there. Of course, right on top as usual. Right there to there. So bang into the trend line. All right, give me some sort of bullish structure on the other side. And there's your volume breakout right there. Right on that candle right there was your buy signal. So tricky. I'm not going to call that easy. That's a pretty tricky one. Actually, no. I want that off of that high, or market structure. So, there's your W. Yeah, cleanly on the other side of the trend line right through there. Probably a bot, Probably go boo. Let's see if I can do this. Boobity boo. That's an awfully long way down, all the way down to there. Boom. Boom. 33. Okay, well it did meet that. So that's a pretty big one. So there to there, and then there, up off of there, and then there. Yeah, kind of a no man's landy trade. I don't really like that. Let's maybe go, why don't we go off of there to there, and then there to there, and but trade. Okay, that's getting better. So this would be a tricky one, and I'll definitely say that. It's not going to be easy. So one low, two lows. Then we had the fight at the trend line. W on the other side of it. I suppose you could front run the bot. Target appears to be 13.7. My hunch is you're probably going to start seeing bear divs on this move up top here. Yeah, you can see momentum is lower, volume is lower, RSI is lower. Willie is officially stupidly overbought. And interesting, at this 66 level, this is where I actually have permission based on the bot to actually start locking in profits. The way that I would do this is in our level 3 program, we teach stop management, and I would use what I like to call the 3 high-low method. And if you think about the bot, how it has to have 3 higher lows for you to consider buying. So that could be one low, then another one would be probably off of that low, and then another one would be off of, say, that low. But since this third low is lower than scratch, where you entered and, probably front running the bot, kind of like the idea, like we said, can I get a W on the other side of this trend line? So you have down, up, down, test these lows. Looks like we went down, up, down. So clearly a move through this levels. Nice W. You could have just bought on the breakout through that if you were so inclined. Doesn't really matter. Point here is because, oh, look at that. We just broke to new highs. So 1, 2, 3. If we now, I would have a sell order sitting up top here and just start spoon feeding the market. You can see all the divs that are all starting, 7 potential divergences. So they are starting to form. So I would actually, if I was prop trading, I would do what's called an AOC order, auto order cancels order, and just have a sell order working at that level. You might find, if you're lucky, you can actually spoon feed the market. And if you do trade the bot and you'd like to try and juice your trade as much as possible, throw on the 127 and 1.618s, because this would be what's called an alt ABCD. And these are perfectly valid harmonics as well. I would say something like maybe let 75% of the trade go at that level. I think you've heard Paul say that before. Move your stop to scratch, if you're here and you get that fill, and then, maybe let another 5-10% go at 127, another 5-10% go at 1.618, and then that way, let's say it was 5 and 5, so 75, 85% of the trade is gone with your stop at scratch. You got 15% left on the books. And if the thing goes absolutely haywire, well then, Lambos are on you. So that's sort of the way that I would be looking at this thing right now. The 3 high-low method, like I said, as it stands right now, I think you're probably going to have your target hit before a third higher low is actually registered. But if we did, look at that, it's probably going to be hit as we speak here. If we did have a pullback and then a move to another high, then you could move your third low, 1, 2, 3. You could move your stop to there as opposed to it being at scratch. So that's one way to manage positions. Try and stay in them as long as possible. It's called the 3 high-low method. But on balance, can you actually go and buy this thing right here, right now? I don't think that's really in your best interest. It's not a hell of a lot more to the upside to go here. It looks like we're actually coming into a profit objective. So, all right, so that's my 2 cents there. And then the daily chart, clearly you can see exactly where the bottom is. In fact, actually probably the easiest thing in all the new people to trading. How the hell do I get into these damn things? There is the moving average cross to actually say that, yep, we are starting to trend higher now. Believe it or not, at this point, I would actually, wherever the ultimate highest high is, I would draw my fib going back the other direction, and I would start hunting for pullbacks into reload zones and then W's down here. And if you get something along those lines, then you can get in. And that would be like the investor. If this thing is just going to go straight up like a rocket, well, then you just go, you know what? I missed the boat. No big deal. Next bus in 10 minutes. Yeah, it's trader's life. One thing you don't want to do is you don't want to get caught buying like one of these candles in here. We all know who these guys are right here, right? We know where they're sleeping. We know how the analogy goes. And if you haven't worked with me, then, maybe go back and watch some of our old videos. You don't want to be this guy. Because this guy, he sits there and he dies 1,000 deaths just waiting for the market to get back to break even. So you can't come in and buy that. You might find that the pump hits the targets, the pros are all taking profits, and then the goddamn thing by the end of tomorrow is right back down here and you're trapped up there. So you just can't do that. So anyway, that's my 2 cents on that. You're right, it is pumping, but it's way too late to be a buyer now. All right, anything you'd want to add to that, Paul?
Nope.
All right. Slow and steady wins the race. Treat trading like a business, and the market will treat you like a king, right?
Exactly. Step by step.
All right, Maddox, CFX. Where? Okay. Okay, NKN, Adam, Mr. Oliveria de Hospital. On tracks? Oh, fuck me. You got, what the hell's this shit? AKN? What are you looking at here, Adam? Hey, you crazy? Oh, NKN. Beg your pardon. So, alright, let's try that again. Sorry about that. Get me all excited. Well, Adam, I mean, you can see where the bottom is, right? So, I think you're relatively educated. So, if you do come in on a name like this, you're coming a little bit late to the party. I think quite clearly there is your double bottom. Down, up, down, breakout. Mind you, it's probably 2 if you draw a fib from wherever the ultimate high is going back against these lows, that will be the reload zone. Notice, look at that. So you can almost see the future is writing itself. You want to drill down to lower time frames, maybe hunt a long setup, but you're going to trade the bot kind of idea. Trend continuation. These are choppy charts though. Man, this is a very, very wide trading range in here. Probably looks something like there to there. Up to there. So there's your trading range. I mean, hell, a market maker guy could probably make a good living just selling on stabs here up top and then just looking to buy it back against stabs against the lows. The only problem is if, these guys are pumping this thing, you kind of notice, you don't want to get caught bag holding because, look where we are relative to the old range. So, what a surprise. I wouldn't even be surprised if you find out that Paul there is actually shorting that son of a bitch right at that level. I don't know. Maybe yes, maybe no. But there's Mountain Man, good old Brandon. So, if anything, kind of like your range ping pong, you got Mountain Man right there and you got Mountain Man there. And, this kind of looks like it could go boing and then boing off of those two levels. Is this a place where I'd want to come in on the long side? I don't think so. Momentum, it doesn't look terrible. Sort of looks like sort of middle of the road. Now, if you knew that there was some sort of big fundamental event coming down the peak here, okay, maybe I could, subscribe to that newsletter. It looks like this thing's come down an awful long way. So, you can see, interestingly enough, somebody is accumulating the shit out of this thing. But kind of like what I said earlier, there's a bit of a reoccurring theme here. I don't know whether you guys see this or not. But look at what our MACD is doing. Huge rally, big push up, waffled. Yes, we pushed to new highs, but MACD nowhere near new highs. And then we actually went through all these lows. And look at RSI. RSI is looking very dangerous here. You know what this reminds me of? And on the site, actually, we want to change the name of the setup to Gold Stakes. I think this is like, Davo kind of setup. Which means probably in the short term, this is going to be huge risk. But probably the upside target is things like 2.618s. Which would be there. And that kind of corresponds with our channel. We could get some sort of pop up top here. Just like that candle or that candle. But to trade that, kind of like what we were saying earlier with like Shiba and stuff like that, you're coming in awfully late. You're going to have to risk against this low. That's the size of the W. That's way too big for a guy like me to consider. There's your profit objective, and it turns out it's like a 1.31. Meh. I think there are better fish to fry out there, Adam. If you had told me, hey, Brian, I'm very interested in picking up, I'm long from this level here, probably there to there. Yeah, so that high right into there's your 4.669. Notice 2.618 got quite a bit of play here. So 4.669, here we are up in that area. I don't like to be a buyer up here. I think you come into the party really, really late. So, caveat emptor, huge divergences. Not really a hell of a lot of new volume. If I was interested in buying this, I think I'd just throw my bid in here down around 8-9 cents and just be patient. I mean, if this thing has a pop up to 2.618s, it's not going to make a huge difference in the reload zone. Watch how the reload zone probably going to oscillate right around this 200 period moving average. So if we go up here, and notice now that's Mountain Man. I still like the idea if I wanted to be a buyer, right somewhere. Look at that. That's like 8.5 cents. I like the idea of throwing a bid there at 8.5, maybe even 8, somewhere in that area, and just let your order work. That's my 2 cents there. Paul, anything you want to add to that?
It's a bit too late for me, at least. I is not ready to short it yet, but I'm definitely not buying on daily chart. I don't know weekly, but still it's too high. Just my 2 cents.
Perfect.
It's damn too high. Yeah.
It's funny. I have a lot of people that on the site, I ask them, and it is perfectly fine to go, nope, I don't like it. That's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with saying that at all. I swear. That's the one thing that was the hardest thing to teach Julian is it's perfectly fine to say, I don't like the look of this market. I don't want to buy. And there's nothing you can do to make me. There's nothing wrong with saying that. Anyway. And actually, I'm half speaking to myself too. So. Okay, moving on. Let's see who else we have here. People have asked about. ZK rollups. Is that a coin or is that
No,
a joke, Joshua?
no, no, no.
No what?
It's some coins layer one with
Okay.
side chains.
All right.
They pumped a lot
Elon.
last couple of last days from I don't know, from last week.
All right. Well, Joshua, did you want us to look at ZK or shall we move on to the next one? It's getting on 8 o'clock now. I've already talked way too much. So let's just keep moving forward. ELON. And I guess this is, what's that say? Dogelon? So is this like a coin that's sort of like a homage to, what's his face? I suppose, you know, in this kind of environment, especially on KuCoin, keep in mind, you know, you gotta love the Koreans, but they absolutely love to gamble. It's almost like it's and it, you know, I think the Chinese also like to as well, but the Koreans, they almost have like it's an art form. So it wouldn't surprise me that they create something like a Dogelon, which is kind of like a hybrid, and it's just nothing more than a circle of jerkers. Who are circle jerking. You know, what's the fundamentals on something like this? Is this thing actually used for something, or is it nothing more than just you know, we love Elon, so let's you know, if anything, this would be a really good analogy of the quants, right? The quantitative analyst would be like, well, all the social media around Elon's awesome, so anything that he touched turns to gold, which, you know, to all intents and purposes seems to be the case. Is it a good idea investment-wise to get on that bandwagon? Well, you saw what happened when people bought Tesla over the past year or two. What's happened to that stock recently? And, of course, we saw what happened to Doge when he was doing his Saturday Night Live appearance. Did he tell anybody you probably shouldn't buy this thing? No. Is Elon ever going to work for you and your investments? Probably not. So caveat emptor, just buyer beware. What would be the fundamental justification for owning this thing? I haven't got a clue. Technically speaking, you know, the chart sort of speaks for itself. I wouldn't be surprised if it looks a lot like Doge. Probably like a combination of Doge and that Shiba, is that Shiba Inu thing, right? That's also Doge related, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
So, and actually, interestingly enough, just for argument's sake, because I know this cocksucker is gonna run his coin up anyway, I have bids working to buy some of this. I don't know whether I got filled or not. I should check. And it's just nothing more than I sold a whole shitload up top here, so I might as well go and buy some back. So if they do ram the damn thing back up, then you know, we can say, oh, banging out doubles. Thanks, Alan, for pumping your name, and you know, anybody who wants to buy my coins as you pump the price higher, Sedona Euphoria, and all that kind of conversation. I mean, the thing is I've been playing this game long enough. I can tell when an asset sort of is relatively attractive. I think this thing's worth taking a shot off of. So, you know, the Dogelon, I mean, technically speaking, it's sitting there. I wouldn't fault you if you said, well, Brian, you know, 50% rules. This thing's probably good for a rally back up into... what is that? 14,454. So here we are at 41.98. That's a triple. You telling me I'm not allowed to buy this thing looking for that triple? I'm not going to bitch at you for that if you do decide to play. You know, she is at the bottom end of the range. The moving averages are turned back up. You do have weekly W's that are working, and you have a W within a W. And I'd probably also say, too, you have some nice trend line breakage here. Can I get W's on the other side of these trend lines? Rock and roll. Is this a name that I would be interested in? I would have to actually look into it And if somebody actually gave me a compelling story, well, no, Brian, actually this is used for this, and actually it's efficient for this, and there are some use case scenarios, I'd be like, okay, well, maybe we can entertain the idea. But I don't know the fundamentals from Adam on this. It is interesting range here, though. You are definitely at the bottom end of your range. If anything, maybe what I might even suggest for fun, kind of like what I'm doing on Doge, is the ultimate low seems to be this low here. Yeah, it looks like that's it. So I might even just draw a nice little... Thing is, we've probably already done this. It's something like that. So, do I want to pick some up? What is that? 29.72. So I don't mind a nice little dump, again, back into this long-term moving average. Work some stink bids down at the bottom end of the range. Maybe even drill in, see if there are any gaps. Gaps usually like to be filled in. You can actually even see, there is the most recent sort of W. So it'd be interesting to see what that level is right there. 29.20. So we said 78.6 is 29.77. The double bottom there, 29.22. Maybe those candle body lows right in there. 3,000 area. Anywhere in that area. That's not a bad place to place a bid. I don't know whether I'd be too excited about chasing up top here, though. Looks, on the dailies, it's not very compelling. It's kind of just like, meh. Could they ramp it up here? Maybe. Are you buying value? I don't think so. Probably, a good view of value. Yeah. So you can see, just if we look at this trading range that's been established here. Mr. Hoagland, he would want you coming in buying around 2,500 at the bottom of value. We definitely do not want to be coming in and buying at the top of value. And, our 78.6s and that original bottom are basically just right around a little bit underneath the POC. And that's probably the best place to be hunting, somewhere down in this area. So there's that one. Again, I can't really comment on the fundamentals on any of this, though. Anything you'd add to that there, Mr. Romanian Nightmare?
Just a shitcoin. Buy it when it's low. Sell it when it's high and move on. Don't fall in love with shitcoins.
You got it from the boss himself. All right. All right. Cole Elon does look good. You like that, eh, Cole? I don't know. I think you're a little bit late on this, to be honest with you. But Cole, you're a pretty smart guy, so be interesting to see where you're long from this thing.
Probably from the bottom.
Yeah, I mean, like if you were long from down here, or even look at that beautiful W down there, right? If you're long from there and you're like, well, I just got free coins, well then awesome, you rock. But I do like the idea that on this big rally, if you draw in your reload zones, right, you'd be long from down in this area. I like that level. I don't really like buying there, though. But that's just Brian. So do with it as you please. We made Liam laugh. That's good to hear. LDO D Josh asked us to look at LDO. LDO. Yep. What the hell is this? LDO USDT. Well, I mean, do you kind of see how we're having a reoccurring theme here? RSI's in wicked bear div right there. That's a little concerning. Nice little volume, so obviously they've got something on the go here. But you are coming in awfully late. Notice, Mr. Hoagland. Is Mr. Hoagland going to be liking you buying up top here? Have you done volume profile yet, module yet, Paul?
Yep.
All right, so now you're familiar with Mr. Hoagland. So you should probably pop on over to Top Step and say hi to Mr. Hoagland. It would be worth your while. That Anton Kroll, he's like the ultimate dickhead market participant. And the ultimate sweetheart, the guy's got a fucking heart of gold, and he's just the nicest person you will ever meet, is Mr. Hoagland. So it just goes to show that even in the futures trading industry, you're going to have polar extremes. And of course, Brian, PMA for the win. Obviously, I'm going to be a fan of Mr. Hoagland over Mr. Krull. Anyway, what I would just simply say here, you're coming in at the top of value. It's a little bit dangerous. You're coming late to the party. Probably want to try and buy below value. You can clearly see where the bottom is. You know, if we did a reload zone off of that range, oh, what a surprise. You know, if anything, you know, and this is basically the theme of tonight, is that there were just, I mean, just look at this. Whoever asked about this, right? This is what you wanted. Like, I would take a screenshot of this thing and I would literally post this on your wall of your office or your camper van, whatever the hell it is you're living in, trading out of. That is exactly what you were looking for right there. Notice the moving averages crossing up. You're below value. The momentum indicators are all turning up. Beautiful W's. Look at the Bollinger Bands in RSI. Notice how these bands, like, Jesus, people, this is such good information. And you're getting this for free. Look at this, right? That's the shit. When you see the Bollinger Band start to squeeze on RSI like that, that is where you want to pay attention. And really, the breakout is down, up, down, away we go. And notice, look at this even tight little W right in there. I mean, that is the shit right there. So take a screenshot of that, right? Whoever asked about this, who asked about this? D. Josh. Take a screenshot. That's what you're looking for right there. Here? I mean, you might get some sort of big honking monthly breakout kind of idea. But my hunch is that, you know, like, how often do markets range, Paul? What did you say? I can't remember. He gave some statistic earlier.
Yeah, 70 to 80%.
So there's literally a 70 to 80% odds that we're coming into some sort of top end of the range here.
Yep.
Just try and remember that. I mean, but right there, I mean, maybe I'm even going to copy the link. I haven't really been doing this tonight, so I'm sorry. Ben, he said, post all the charts you want and I'll add them to the database. But I've been terribly negligent. I haven't been posting any charts. But anyway, if you're going to post like, seriously, D. Josh, if you want to learn how to do this and make bucket loads of money at this stupid game, that's what you got to focus in on. Print this off and just say, I only buy markets that look like this, because that is the fucking shit right there. But coming in here, nah, it's a total coin toss. Might go up, might go down. I would say the odds of there being some sort of top up here are probably pretty good.
I'm tempted to hunt a short setup in that area. Wait for an SFU setup at the top. Let's see the reaction, and then maybe I could hunt a short.
Yeah. Thank you, Paul.
Because the range is, I don't know, the probability for a range is higher, and you are more profitable in time if you are thinking range.
Yeah. So, you know, you could drill down to like lower time frame charts. Do we start seeing divergences? Look at that fucking divergence there. Ay, ay, ay. Look at that. Look at Willie's nice and stupid. This is why I built this indicator, right? That right there is telling me, do not fucking buy this. You're an idiot. And I'd have this one customer who, like, he literally, like, you could, this is why I called it the Willie, because his name was Willie. And he'd always say, oh, but you can never have too much of a good thing. Yes, you can. It used to drive me crazy. And, of course, it's his account, so I'm not allowed to tell him what to buy and sell. I just have to enter the damn order. Anyway, so be careful there, please. All right. How are we doing on the list here? Don't buy it. Okay. LOL. NQ for the retail plebs. Okay, check out SCRT. SCRT. This is secret, right? Something like that?
Yep.
Is this, oh, Jesus. You better be careful here. That's a 81-minute chart. That's Brian's crazy Tesla time frames. Let's see what you got here. Well, you know, if anything, the one good thing I can tell you, whoever's asking about this,
You're
And I
not
don't have to
chasing.
worry about you chasing.
Yeah.
You're not chasing an up market, so that's good. This is versus Bitcoin. You want me to look at it versus USDT. Okay. All right, let's see what you got here. Okay, all right, that's not bad. Isn't this part of Danny? Do you remember, Paul? Is this part of Danny's story?
I don't. I don't know.
I seem to remember it has something to do with him. So you're saying on that we have a weekly W here yet? I don't see it yet. Maybe. What do we got there? Okay, so one thing you have to be careful of here is that, yes, intra-week, we did have a panic low there. You can clearly see that there was some serious volume on that event. But also, too, where is all this volume relative to that range? That was a pretty wild week. One thing I don't like is when you see this kind of wild action, but if we change this to a clothesline, notice, hey, where did that W go? Kind of disappeared, right? Because we made a new low there. So, you know what this is? This is like I'm from Missouri. So, the state motto of Missouri is show me, right? They are the show me state. So, I'd be a little bit skeptical about this. If anything, what I'd like to see is kind of like a saucer bottom on something like this. Also doesn't have a hell of a lot of trade history. And I've noticed with these ones that don't have a lot of trade history, they can just drive you crazy, just grinding their way lower, grinding until they ultimately find a bottom. So I don't think I have enough anecdotal evidence off this weekly chart to call a bottom. Interesting volume pattern. Clearly something of significance happened here. I don't know, maybe the certain coins were unlocked or something, and that's why it got driven back down against those lows, but something significant happened there. Looks like momentum-wise, it is trying to turn the corner here. I don't really have a lot of price structure to work with, though. And unfortunately, as I said, price structure-wise, you can see the moving averages are still negative. So I don't really have a signal that this thing has stopped going down yet. Believe it or not, I'd almost be comfortable with sort of foregoing picking a bottom and just simply saying, look, if this actually is the bottom, then show me some sort of like inverted head and shoulders. So give me a rally here back into resistance here. Then pull it back and hold these lows, and then start to show me like signs of W's over here. That would be like ideal scenario for me. This is just way too early to call a bottom, if you will. I think it's just too early. But what the hell? I don't know what the fundamentals are. If you are sort of like Nanny Nibble, little old lady, Brian, I'm just going to go along and just slowly nibble away here. I'm not really in a big hurry. All right, well, you know what the magic number percentage-wise. You don't want to break that. But technically speaking, do I actually have a justification to get all bullish here yet? No. Maybe we might have some sort of short-term momentum move. But I think there are easier, more tasty fish to fry in the sea. Right now, I would even say this thing's just range bound. And I think it just needs more time to find its bottom. That's the way I would interpret this. Anything you would add to this equation here, Paul?
It's definitely cheap. And what, I don't know, 0.5%, depending on your investing plan. Even dollar cost averaging. But at least it's damn cheap. You are not chasing.
Right. So I have daily chart, I love that 78.6. You notice there is a bottom there. So kind of like what Paul's saying. Because it's cheap, because it's at the bottom of the range, do you want to do some nibbling here? Fine, but keep the bet small, okay? Don't go and bet the farm here. But it's not a terrible level. I think we'll call this, we'll say, Nanny Nibble a Bull. Not trending yet, but it is nibbleable. All right, so we'll add that to the spreadsheet. And I think let's do one more and then we'll call it a night. So I saw that Tefal asked for one. And Constantine, if you want to come in on the site or on Sunday and ask us to look at yours, that's cool. But we're overtime right now, and I see Tefal asked quite a while ago us to look at POND. So we'll give you my 2 cents on that, and then I think we'll call it a night. All right, so interesting level, interesting how this thing actually dumped into last May. So been basically going sideways. Technically a good sign that into the tax loss selling window, they weren't able to break it to any new lows. So that's a good sign. Probably we're going to get the same message out of Paul. It looks cheap. We're definitely down the bottom end of the range. Is this thing actually trending yet? I don't think so. Let's see. What do we have here? Oh, it's getting close, eh? It's trying. Don't chase, don't chase, don't chase. On a weekly basis, actually, this is kind of like that last conversation that we had. We actually do have lower closing lows here on a weekly basis. So if we change this to a line chart, notice something I don't like is actually we have bearish market structure working here. And they haven't even broken this bearish structure yet. So, yeah, a little bit suspect there. Wicks and tails like to be eaten. Of course, this is... I remember I said earlier, you don't want to be the guy who's buying this. You don't want to be the guy who's buying this, or girl. You don't want to be the person buying up top here, right? You're going to be stuck in the doghouse. You're going to be stuck, what's the other term I like to use? Sleeping on the couch, right? All that kind of talk. So this is a V bottom. We made a new low here, right? If we change this to a line chart, lower highs and lower lows defines a bear. So I don't think we have anecdotal evidence that this thing is trending higher. And you might have gotten sort of suckered into thinking, hey, this is a bull here earlier. So do this exercise on a regular basis. And you'll notice over here, this never was a W, right? We actually made a new low there. And what this actually made was an inverted head and shoulders. And the problem with inverted head and shoulders is that's a technical objective. So your technical objective on the inverted head and shoulders, it's not necessarily saying it's a bottom. It's just saying that, if this thing does turn, then we're probably just going to do a trend continuation pattern up into this level. Boom, 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 up into here. And it looks like we went quite a bit further. And if I'm not mistaken, I think the candles themselves are actually pretty big. Yeah. So I mean, you could have drawn actually, and this would be an interesting one because I think David would probably call this an Adam and then an Eve over here. But same sort of thing. You might even argue that this Eve actually 2.618 was hit there, eh? Oh no, not yet. Okay, so actually we never even did get up there. So, well, yeah. If anything, it looks to me like the bull just couldn't get going here. Right? We couldn't even get 2.618s. What I don't like about this chart is up, down, up, fail. And then also up, down, up, fail. And then fail after that. So we've dead cat bounced. We've come into an area now where there's a whole bunch of trap bulls. Any kind of rally up into this area. I often say candle body highs for trade location. So somebody stepped in right off of that level and knocked her back down. I suppose you could argue, if you are trading this, that maybe this is a bit of a cup and handle here. Probably on a lower time frame you see that. I don't really think this would be my cup of tea. But, you know, if you are so inclined, Brian, I absolutely love the fundamentals on this thing. I got to get in. I don't even see that. This looks uglier than sin to me. Maybe bullish bots, because we do have a W down here. I think you can make the argument it's sloppy because the high is all the way up there. But interesting battle off of that. That's actually not a bad little Wyckoff check of that bottom push higher. But what that means here off of this is if I wanted to trade this, which I don't think I really would, but if I wanted to, bot setup 33%, no more than 66, so we've met that. Then if we clone this, thinking A, B, C, Ds, we've done a new low, and if anything, geez, this thing's just not cooperating. Because right now what this looks to me like is some sort of megaphone. So I'd be, this incredibly inconsistent price behavior here. So, but, if Brian, I really want to trade this damn thing. Okay, so we've rallied up. Does this actually represent some sort of resistance point? If it does, can we, probably keep a laser beam focus on these candle body lows? If you can get some sort of price structure down in this area, that'll be a reload zone just off of that range there. You might get something to work with. Notice, got a bit of a muak right in there in that window there. So maybe, watch for this level here. But we're starting to get into sort of trader talk. Ask yourself, don't kid yourself, ask yourself, am I actually a trader? Can I, if I am going to hunt one low, two lows, three lows kind of idea, I want to try and sneak in on, maybe something that looks something like that. Am I going to respect the fact that if we lose these lows, I better get the hell out of there and just walk away? If you can't sort of commit that that's exactly what I'm going to do, then I think you're probably best just to leave this thing alone. I'd also say, too, I wouldn't personally get a signal that this is actually trending higher until I actually get a W fully on the other side of that downtrend. So this is going to take some time, in my opinion, before this thing even sets up anything. There's not really a hell of a lot of hurry here. But, if you did want to try and do something here, I'd probably be thinking something along those lines. And that's a big if. We'll throw that in the spreadsheet. I suppose, value players, the easiest thing to do, as always, reload zones. You hear much, it sounds to me like Paul really likes reload zones. So, if you're over with his community, just keep an eye on that. And you can clearly see reload zone, ideal place for me to be a buyer, cheap ass, wanting to buy value. Looks like it's basically down against this original sort of W type level down in here. Notice down, up, breakout. And that would be below value. So Mr. Hoagland would be happy. 78.6, you know how much I love that level. The only problem is on that move down there, my hunch is all of these moving averages are all now going to be resistance. So this is going to be a bit of a slog. If anything, if you're a bull, you probably want that sort of bot setup because you don't want to lose all this moving average support. If this, if we lose all these levels and we start dipping down into here, then all of these moving averages are all going to start acting as resistance, and it's going to be a slog to get back above there. So anyway you shape it, I wouldn't be in a big hurry to do anything today. And if anything, what kind of worries me just looking at this image is this looks like a head and shoulders top here. So I'd be actually worried about something like that coming in right there. And if we trade through there, then get ready. We're probably going to take a serious stab at these lows. So sorry. Can't really pound the bullish table there. Might be interesting too to see whether there's a bear div here forming. Yeah, the theme of tonight I think has got to be confirmed bear MACD divergences. That's got to be the theme tonight because we've seen this repeatedly. RSI wicked divergence. Willie never got stupid here, but Willie even has a divergence here. So be careful here. This thing, if it is a bull, You just got to give it some more time to put in those 3 higher lows, get its butt on the other side of this trend line, and let's start seeing some buyers actually step up and do some buying. All right, Paul, would you add anything to all that?
No.
All right, well, there you go. Okay, I think we'll probably leave it at that for tonight. We can check in with the spreadsheet on great predictions since we did such an awesome job last week. I don't know what the value of our predictions are, but nonetheless, it's a lot of fun to show how utterly and completely wrong we are on a regular basis.
Just for fun. We trade setups, not predictions.
Keep in mind, we don't have any money on this. It's just sort of, what the hell do you think's going to happen? Where the hell's that damn spreadsheet? Is this it? No, that's not it. Where'd it go? Okay, well, anyway. Here it is, here. All right. I think. Isn't that bizarre? Where'd it go? Okay, there is that, but where's the darn spreadsheet? All right. Crypto top 100. All right. Okay, so Ben, I think we're going to vote for Ben. No, that wouldn't be very nice. We're not going to do that. Insert one above. For fun? Maybe we should. I mean, keep in mind, like I'm long a bunch of crypto, so I don't really have a problem. In fact, I'm long Bitcoin. I think I showed you I had a killer trade set up there. And the algo got me long right on the base there the other day. So I'm tickled pink. Maybe we should do a massive bearish vote again. I don't know. Since no, actually you were the best, weren't you? So I was the second worst. Obviously Ben's not here, so he can't defend himself. Yeah. But oh goodness, 1 week from now. I think they're going to take the market out basically exactly where we are now. I think we have the holiday weekend, which means I think they're actually going to bid the market up a little bit. So I think I'm going to say that the market's going to be, we can't do 0.5, but I'll go 1. That I think the market is going to be a bit higher than where we are right now next week. It's my opinion. We'll see what happens. What do you think, Paul? What's your prediction here?
Next Wednesday.
Yeah.
No, we have Wednesday. Wednesday we have FOMC minutes. -2.
Wow, that's bold. -2, and especially since you were always so fucking uber bullish here. What the hell?
Yeah, below 20K, Brian. Below 20K. I was uber bullish. Above 20K. We are still in the bear market.
All right. Wow, you're uber bear. All right. Now that's a difference. Wow. One of us is going to look like a genius. One of us is going to look like an idiot.
Doesn't matter.
Paul's probably going to win. All right. And we'll ask Ben to fill in his vote through the week. And Ben, of course, is in the he's in the doghouse. Paul's actually the rightest of all of us, so go figure. Okay, why don't we leave it at that? I hope you guys enjoyed the offering. That's a good 2.5 hours, so somehow the Beamish was able to talk his way through another one of these episodes. Sure hope you enjoyed that. Paul, did you feel like you got in a word edgewise this week?
Yep.
All right, well, that's good. So you didn't feel like I cut you off too much, eh?
No.
All right, good. All right, I think we'll probably just leave it at that. I hope you guys all enjoyed the offering. Hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. You know how all that Google stuff works. PMA for the win. Hopefully we'll have the monetization thing back so you can throw us a shekel or two through the tipping system if you feel like. It's kind of disabled right now, but we're trying to fix that. So other than that, have yourselves an awesome rest of your week. PMA for the win. Fantastic signal the algo spat up there the other day. Thank you very much, algo. Thank you, Sjord, for helping me bring this whole platform into the 21st century. Thank you, everybody at TRI, for being awesome support. And 1 + 1 = 3. And of course, if you are relatively new to trading and you want a nice, friendly environment where you can learn how to do this craft on your own, please feel free to consider popping on over. And checking out, at the very least, we have this really awesome. Where are we here? We'll just show you the channel. Tons and tons of free content. Chris is putting together these daily brief videos, which are kind of cool, just sort of what the hell's going on in the market today. Also, we've got these shorts going now. I don't know. It's kind of fun. I'm getting used to the format of doing these. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Give us your feedback on what you think, but you can see we're slowly filling up our repertoire. And then also, too, you can come and see all of these Crypto 100 review shows. You can see good 500 people or so a week watch. And remember, folks, the whole reason why I did this, and I think it shows in the description, but I'll just show you here. Whole reason why
let's
I did
take
this,
a look at.
What's that? Oh, that's you. That's funny. The whole reason why I did this originally was I wanted to actually create a booth in Decentraland. So if you feel like participating to help us get that booth funded, mana we have to buy to do the booth, we have an ETH donation address there as well for you to consider. So that's up to you. Anyway, hopefully you got some value out of all this. All right, everybody, have yourselves an awesome rest of your day, afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you are in the world. Paul, I suppose the sun must be just starting to rise.
Not yet.
Not yet. Still nighttime. Jeez, Paul's an absolute... wow, that's a dedicated guy, eh? So good work on you, but I'm sure you're going to be hunting setups on your charts now, right?
Already in. I'm just looking at the traditional market now.
There you go. So, only thing left, I suppose, for us to say, Paul, if you want to take us on out of here is...
Bye for now.